Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. I haven't forgotten that Fire Emblem Heroes exists. It's just I've been playing Fire Emblem Engage for probably the last 20 hours straight. But it's currently charging, which gives me an opportunity to go over this because I meant to do it, but then I forgot. So let's talk about the upcoming Mythic banner in Fire Emblem Heroes. That should be happening in like a couple days. So this will not be evergreen for very long. But still some useful information. There are a ton of banners right now. They're very, very, very much worth your investment. The question is, could something potentially on this also be worth your time investment? Maybe. So let's kind of walk through what we know is coming back, what could be coming back, and what is likely coming back. In that particular order. I have it all laid out before you, so let me give some context. The returning heroes we know are right down there, okay? Those are the mythics and legendaries that we know are coming back per the notes on banner when those pop up. The notable ones, I think, are both Veronica in red and then ARVAL down there in colorless, all right? Big deals all around. Everybody else, not so much. All right. I'm just calling it like I see it. As far as upcoming heroes, all right, a lot, and it's not intentional that there's a little stair step action going on from colorless all the way up to red. But that is just how things shook out, and I can't say I'm really all that upset about it. Red is like fully stacked. Okay, red is like crazy stacked. Colorless barely has anything, and then as you go down, it just kind of escalates towards nothingness, which is part of the problem. But if you look at the upcoming, across multiple months over here on the total hero tracker that I have, February's kind of a hot mess. Fair. But I mean, it's on full stack here. Blue and green are full for February. Colorless has one spot. Red has two open spots. There's like way too many for remixes to happen. There's just a lot going on. This is also not yet updated for the past banners that we've had, both for Hero Rises, Engage, and then also the remix, the Legendary remix that we had earlier this month. That will be updated at a later date, so just stay tuned for that. Probably once the new banner comes out. Anywho, it's pretty mucky the next couple months. All right, so we don't really know what's happening, but we do know that we don't need as many colors, and we don't really need that many red until April. And then everything else is pretty much full, as you might expect. So I don't think they're going to be needing to dip from like other banners outside of what's supposedly upcoming to kind of fill in gaps. Typically, if they were to do that, it would include things like Brave Heroes and Fallen Heroes first. But since we literally just had Brave Heroes last month, and then we also quite literally just had the Fallen Forging Bonds revival that just happened, I don't see them doing that either. So as far as that goes, I think we're probably still sticking to the upcoming pool. I don't think they're gonna pick out of like some potential other possibilities ongoing. Additionally, there's a little bit of a mix-up with red. Okay, so both Rearmed Leaf and Shez were on the same banner alongside Monica and then Hilda down there, who is Ascended. So if you're looking over here on the far right, your right, my left, if you're looking all the way over there, then it could be Leaf. I think it makes probably more sense to hold Leaf, so that at least the presumed legendary banner that month has a rearmed hero on it. Robin is really the only option this month alongside what I'm predicting to be the new Mythic Hero. I'll talk about that in a second. But I think as far as the anniversary month goes, they're gonna have a rearmed hero for that, like, for sure. Like, that's going, like, they would definitely do that. So I think more than likely, since they were both on the same banner, they can technically go in any order. They're not really jumping around or anything. I think they're probably going to put Shez on this banner, who is great in his own right. I think Veronica is enough of a draw to kind of get people to pull red. So I don't think they would double stack it with both Veronica's first rerun and then also Leaf as well. I think they're probably going to pit Rearmed Robin down in colorless. Okay, does that make sense? It's the only option at this current point in time. And then I think they'll probably throw Ascended Hilda on there. They'll probably throw Monica on there. And then that just leaves one possible option, being the new Mythic Hero for a colorless position. Colorless is it's a little bit enigmatic. Okay, it can be a lot of different things. A lot of people are waiting for, like, you know, Legendary and Mythic healers, tomes, daggers, those things. Typically what they do is they make them a dragon or a tome. Those are basically the options. We do have maybe a couple context clues for who it could potentially be this month. If it is in fact colorless, which is what I'm basing my guesses on. I think you got two really standout options. Now the one, which I don't think this is a spoiler for Engage, Veil, small girl. We saw her in a trailer. Now I'm probably like 10-ish chapters in to Engage, so I don't really know anything about her yet. But we have seen her, and I think if you're just using Fire Emblem clues, okay, bear with me for a moment. She is a small girl, mysterious, walking around barefoot, trying to find a sibling. All of those things usually indicate some sort of mythic being, okay? Take Sophis, for example. Small girl, barefoot. Turns out she's like some sort of, like, you know, crazy important mythic being, right? So I'm not saying that she would be Mythic Hero material, because again, I don't really know anything about her. But just based on how Fire Emblem operates, like, if you are a dad, you will eventually meet your demise. Those kinds of rules. I would say she's probably going to be of mythic importance at some point. Okay? There's another option that is, I hope, less spoilery. Gateau. Now, Gateau comes from Kedane. I won't share who he actually is in terms of, like, you know, importance of who he is, because, yeah, that might be spoilery. But since we just got the Kedane banner, okay, and Lind is there, and they're talking about Starlight, I think since Gateau is kind of the pushing factor for creating that, I think that it might make sense in terms of lore that they have really revealed within Fire Emblem Heroes at this point. It might make sense to kind of introduce him and that whole portion of Shadow Dragon, Mystery of the Emblem, all the Marth games, basically. It might make sense to kind of introduce him now that we have sort of a backdrop for Kedane and Starlight and all of that stuff. Okay? And, wouldn't you know it, colorless. Could be anything. Right? So I think he would technically be a pretty good fit, especially given what we just got this month with the Desert Banner. So those would be my two guesses. The only reason I don't think it would be Veil is because, again, I'm not that far in I think I'm maybe a third through the game, I think. I'm assuming there's about 30 chapters. I would bet that it's still a little too soon. Although they did put Sothis on the Mythic banner the month, I think the month after Three Houses came out, or the month that it did come out. I don't quite remember. But I don't know what their timeline is in terms of like what they will and will not spoil. Sometimes it just kind of feels willy-nilly. So tough to say. But those are my guesses. Let me know what yours are in the comments down below, or to the side or wherever they pop up. I'm not sure. But this is what I think we're going to see. If anybody in the upcoming pool, probably within the first 2 columns, seems appealing to you, just wait, give it a pause. If anybody definitely returning, I know Veronica and Arval, those are probably 2 big ticket items for people. Those are definitely coming back. Anything else I talked about sounds appealing, just wait till the banner comes out in a couple days. But that's it. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. All those things that Susan tells me to tell you to do so that I can be successful and she makes somebody happy. And you know, that is appreciated. So thanks again, and I will see you in the next one.